Wagwan, it's your favorite Jamaican joint, Akila in Bloom, and I am back at it again. Well, I guess I'm just back. Um, yeah, I've been gone for a minute, so I'm back, and y'all not gonna come for me. I'm sorry that I did disappear, but I'm back now. All right, I'm back. I came up with 5 questions that I'm gonna discuss with y'all and just answer and just go through. Just to dig deeper into myself and just dig deeper into why I react to certain things, why certain things bother me, why I may or may not operate a certain way, why I may not be able to honor myself in a certain way. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. But yeah, the first question is your glass half full or half empty? At first, half empty. I'm not gonna lie. I was just the type of person who was just automatically used to things just going wrong, or not even used to. I was just expecting for it, or just open to the possibility of it going wrong. It was like a defense mechanism. It was so I won't be caught off guard by things. So if stuff do hit the fan, it's not like I was just so blinded by the sweetness of stuff, blinded by the disguise of it. So that's kind of how I looked at it. But and I mean, I feel like that's not necessarily bad because you shouldn't be naive. You should be open to possibility of something not always going the way you want it to, not always going right. But you also shouldn't get to the point where you're automatically expecting things to go wrong. Like, because then you start to believe that that's what your life is, that's what you're deserving of, and you're deserving of goodness. So be open to that. So try to look at things on a positive note. Try to flip it sometimes. Like, maybe it's not exactly how you want it to be, but at least acknowledge that, this could work out and that you are deserving of things working out in your favor. So yeah. That's the first one. So half full now, baby. Like we growing over here. I told you growth. You should talk to a killer like back in the day. Yeah, it would have been a whole different response. But yeah, we growing, okay? So the next question is, what is your biggest fear? I feel like my biggest fear is I'll say failure, and that's in multiple aspects too for me. Like as far as school, career, and like relationships, I just don't want to fail in any aspect of life. And I think sometimes it pushes me to be like a perfectionist in some things. And it's kind of like it's in part of like how I grew up and stuff like that. Like I was always expected to do this. I was expected to succeed. I was expected to excel. And that's not a bad thing at all. Like, it's good that people saw that in me. But like that puts a lot of stress on people, especially kids. Like I was young, so that puts a lot of stress on you. Especially also, it's like you're expected to do these things, but then you don't have no help. Like, so it's like, yeah, people see you as this person who's gonna just, take off and do this and do that, blah blah blah. But it's like I'm not perfect. Like I make mistakes. Sometimes I'm going to fail. And I feel like it would have been better for me growing up if I had somebody there when I did fail to explain to me, like, failure is a part of the success process. It's not always going to be good. You're not always going to have a win. And it took me some time to even get to this point because I didn't have that person to hold my hand when I need. I'm not saying that I wanted my hand to be held because I'm going to do me. I'm going to get things done regardless, but it would be nice to have somebody there to let you know that it's okay to fall just as long as you get back up, stuff like that. But even now I am still like a little bit like when it comes to like failure. Like I really try to put my all into stuff, but then again I also hold back on a lot of things, like even with creating content, hold back on a lot of things because I don't. And it's weird when you think about it too. Like I had to start thinking about it. It's like, so you don't want to fail at it, so you don't do it, which is kind of in a way failing at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you succeeding by not doing anything? Like, really, how are you learning? How are you growing by not even doing it at all? That makes no sense. But it's like, because you don't want to mess it up, you just step back from it, and you shouldn't do that. You allow fear to push you out of it. But it's like, do it, learn from it, get better. Do it, learn from it, get better. And that's all you pretty much have to do. I'm just saying, like, don't pass up opportunities because you're afraid of them or you're afraid of what could happen. You don't even know yet. Like, just try it at the very least. Take baby steps. You don't got to jump in head first, but take your baby steps and just see what could happen. Don't allow fear to take away from you because what are you gaining from not doing it? You know what I'm saying? You're not gaining anything from not doing it, because even if you do fail, at least you learn. And then you could, like I said, you can learn, you can evaluate, and you can do better next time. And then if you succeed, then it's even better. But it's the same thing too. Even if you succeed, you still have to learn from it. Like, it's still a learning experience, because you have to get. You're gonna need to get better and better each and every time. It's never gonna be like, this is it. This is the way. Blah 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 blah. There's always a means to get better and do better, and that's just a part of the process. And it took me, again, if you had asked me this a few years ago, I was like, I don't know, I'm not comfortable. But growth, the killer is growing, okay? I should be proud. Okay, yeah, I'm done. All right, next question is, what makes you angry? And yeah, I had to laugh at that, because I was like, what the hell? What makes me angry? For the last few months, I'm going to say for the most part, I have not gotten angry, except for when I was disrespected, or I felt like my character, or my character was being attacked. I'm not even gonna say I felt like it. Like, it was straight up being attacked. And yeah, I'm not gonna get into the details of it. Like, I'm a person, like, you get respect, you give respect to get it. Period. I don't care how old you are. I don't care who you were. You could be the president. You could be the pope. You could be whoever. You give respect to get it. Period. You're not going to disrespect me and think that because you're of this higher status or whatever the case may be, and think that I'm just going to kiss your ass. Like, no, we're not doing that. But yeah, I feel like I do try my best to consider others and things like that. And for somebody to disrespect me as if I'm not worthy of respect or love or care or something like that, that just pisses me off, because I don't disrespect people like that. I just don't. In the past, I used to hold things in. I used to hold my tongue. I used to not respond at all. I used to just let certain things slide. So yeah, I started let it be known, like, you're not going to speak to me like that, because I don't, not even because I don't speak to you like that, but because I deserve more than that. And you shouldn't be the type of person that's a disrespectful person. You should want better for yourself too. Like, depending on the situation, I will respond, tell you about yourself, tell you to go check yourself. But if I feel like you're not being open to communication, I'm going to remove myself from that situation, because we're first of all, we're adults. I'm like, we're adults. We can speak about whatever needs to be spoken about and move on, resolve it and then move on. But if you can't do that, then I'm not going to engage with you, because I'm not going to be talking to somebody who feels the need to continuously disrespect me, as opposed to having a conversation about what's bothering them. It's not that hard. Like, it's just not. Of course, my video decided to cut off, but I think I was just leaving off on talking about what angers me, which was, for me, disrespect. And no, you shouldn't tolerate disrespect or anything from anybody ever. But you can definitely just alter the way you react to things. Not being so quick to just, yell, scream, and just, be mad. Sometimes you do need to remove yourself from a situation, do that. But you do need to let people know that they can't just treat you any type of way. But as far as anger goes, just in general, just don't be so reactive. Try to stop, take a second, breathe, and think about it. Like, is it worth you getting so worked up, getting overwhelmed? So I just had to sit back and just, like, this isn't worth this. I'm not about to sit here and have a mini stroke for nobody. Like, this isn't worth it, and it's just not. But yeah, honestly, I think, but when you think about it, just taking a second to breathe, like, that can really help out a lot to how you react to something. That can make a difference between you knocking somebody else out the head and just walking away. So yeah. Woosah. So this next question is really interesting to me. It was, what's the worst thing you've done for love? I think the worst thing that love has made me do is stay. What I mean by that is just, because you love somebody doesn't mean they necessarily have to stay in a toxic situation for them. You should be, like, we talk about self-love here, you should be able to choose yourself. And if somebody's hindering your self-love, somebody's hindering your ability to function overall, you need to get out of that. If somebody isn't showing up for you the way that you're showing up for them, somebody isn't communicating to you at all, I'm not even gonna say in the way that you need to be communicating to, just at all. If somebody is outright just disrespecting you, but they want to cover it up with love, you have the right to leave. And sometimes people try to say that, oh well, you have to fight for it and this, that, and third. But what exactly are you fighting for? Like, what am I fighting for? I'm fighting for you to treat me like shit every day. Is that what we're fighting for now? Because I'm confused. And I'm not saying like everything isn't always gonna be good. You're gonna have problems, but there's a difference between having problems, having an issue, having an argument, and you outright being disrespectful. You outright just doing things. Like I said, the thing that angers me, thing that I can't accept is disrespect. Like, and there's a difference between like having a little fight. You being mad at each other, whatever, blah 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 blah, and just outright disrespect, just outright mistreatment. Like, there's a whole difference. And you have a right to honor yourself and remove yourself from that situation. Love should not make you stay in a situation that's not good for you. Love should not make you stay in an abusive situation, whether it's abusive verbally, mentally, physically. You should not stay because of love. That's not enough. It's not. You have the right to leave. So, for me, yeah, the worst thing I've ever done for love is stay when I knew I should have left. Because trust and believe, did that a couple times. I can go on and on, honestly. And last but not least, something you'll never do again. I think my last question kind of answered that. I ain't never stayed in no situation that's not molding me, growing me, or allowing me to honor myself. That's it, and that's all. I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm just not. I'm no longer doing it. And it's not because I know I don't want to fight for certain things. It's not even that at all. It's just I'm no longer being complacent and just accepting that bad things are going to happen to me, whether that's in a career, whether that's in education, whether that's in a romantic relationship. I am deserving of goodness, and I am going to get that. I am going to receive that. So if a situation, whatever it may be, is not fulfilling that need, then I'm going to remove myself. I'm not saying that, don't fight for things and don't work through the obstacles and work through the hard times. But there is a difference between overcoming an obstacle and straight up just accepting BS, just accepting disrespect, just accepting mistreatment, and just accepting toxic energies and toxic people. And just no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it, okay? No more. You should have caught me at 19, but this Akila now, Akila ain't about it. I'm sorry. Yeah, that is it. I'm learning as I go. I do not know, nor do I have all the answers. And these are just my personal like experiences as well. So don't think that I'm like, just know it all. I don't. I'm still learning. There are some days where I'm just over it. but I'm getting there. I'm getting better, and I'm proud of myself because, like I said a couple times, past Akila would not be so positive about a lot of these things. But growth, baby, we growing, we blooming. Okay, we're in bloom. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell her mom too, because we are blooming over here. We're doing it. We're growing, and we're honoring ourselves.